How we doing, everybody? Charles with Mr. 380 Easy Products here, and this is going to be the grip safety update, the newest version, what I fixed, removal of the factory grip safety, and installation after that. So first things first, so I offered the flush mount. The flush mount was just a little bit too flush mount. So I've changed up the flush mount, and I've also added two other sizes. So I've got a flush mount. It sticks out 1 millimeter more, so it should provide more reliable engagement. The medium sticks out 2 millimeters beyond that, and the large, which is roughly the same size as the Performance Center, sticks out another 2 millimeters beyond that. So you can see the difference hopefully in the video. Hopefully that gets relayed to y'all. So with these will give you, one, the customization option, but two, if you have a Performance Center, it won't hurt your hand as much. You'll be able to adjust the length. I will be selling them in a 3-pack just in case you want that as well, but that'll be after I get the initial ones out. So let's go ahead with removal. So to remove the standard grip safeties, okay, first off, make sure the weapon's clear, don't have any ammunition or anything around. Best to just have that put away if you're not going to be shooting. So first tool you'll need is a 1/8 inch roll pin punch. You can buy these at Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot. Any hardware store should have one of these. Has to be 1/8 inch. Any smaller and you'll run the risk of having it actually enter into the roll pin and actually spread it out. So then you'll need a small hammer. You can buy these at the Harbor Freight like I did, or Home Depot, Lowe's. It doesn't need to be a special hammer. If you plan on working on guns, I recommend you get a nylon or a brass hammer, but for this, I just need a steel. So you go ahead, there's one roll pin at the bottom. If you have the manual safety has to be in the up position, slide lock to the rear. Now this will help you get it out, and in installation, this also moves some things out of the way so it goes in easier. So you'll take the roll pin, punch, place it on there, and just give it a couple good taps. If you haven't taken yours out before for cleaning or anything, it might be a little bit more difficult than that. These have had hundreds of these grip safeties put in and out, so it's a little bit wobbly. Yeah, can't speak. So once you do that, take the roll pin, place it on the side. So take your roll pin punch out. Make sure that you hold on to this when you do that, and you're going to take it and you're going to rotate from the bottom. You'll feel that the top start to drag, and you'll rotate more, and then it should come out. So there should be no like pulling real hard on it or anything like that. Then you'll take the spring, you'll twist it off, twist both sides, and it should come off easy. Place the spring on the side, place the grip safety on the side as well. Next is going to be the grip safety that you ordered. So I'm going to put the small or the flush mount on there. So take the spring, put it in the cup here, and then you'll press down on it for a second, trying to get that to lock in there. Sometimes I do clean them a little bit too good and they don't lock in there. At that point, you would just need to hold it on either side when you're installing it. So you'll take it, you'll rotate the top in first, okay, and then you'll slide the bottom in. Now, when you're doing this, you have to make sure that when you put your finger on the bottom that it functions easily and it springs out back to the out position. If it doesn't, you need to take it back out. You need to reinstall it. Hold your finger at the bottom, try it again. Okay, so once it's there, you will take the roll pin that I provide with your purchase, and you'll get it lined up by hand first. Actually, we'll go with a brand new one. So line it up by sight, and then go ahead Oh, is that an old one? That is an old one. Wow. 15 of them over here. Okay, a new one won't have any markings on the outside. Take it, you line it up. Once it's there, give it a couple taps. Yours might be more difficult if it hasn't been installed, but I promise you it will go in the hole. It will go out the other side as long as it's lined up. You may have to push on the bottom. If you're pushing it in this way, you may have to push that in to line up the other side. But once you do, obviously make sure it functions. Okay, make sure the safety functions, and make sure that the slide operates. Now, at this point, we're going to do a functions test. So send the slide home. Go ahead, do not grab the grip safety and pull the trigger. If it fires, go back and reinstall it, because you've got that pin that's on the top side here on the wrong side of the trigger disconnect. So once we're here, works, safety off, not grabbing the grip safety, pull the trigger. Shouldn't fire. Next, we're going to take our hand, put it on the grip safety, safety in the off position. Now we'll rack it while holding the trigger to the rear. Okay, slowly let out, and then do it again. Now, fingers still on the trigger, put the safety on, let your finger out, and try pulling on the trigger. Should be dead. So that's the removal installation for the grip safety. So as you can see, it doesn't stick out very much. Now, the travel on all these will be 2.7 millimeters. That is the standard. I am not adjusting the travel that happens, mainly because I don't want to mess with that right now, but also I'm not quite there. So, but this is the flush mount. Now, I'll actually go ahead and install the medium so you can see the difference. And this is going to be probably the most popular one. It's definitely a little bit more comfortable to me than the, oh wait, there it is. Why am I grabbing that? Than the Performance Center. And it's going to be a little bit easier for those who have purchased the flush mount and don't get consistent engagement. It's going to be right in that mid-range where it's not the best at anything, but it just works all around. So it will stick out a bit more. Now, the nice thing about this is it's not as intrusive as the Performance Center version or the large version that I make. So the medium is probably going to be your go-to if you want something that's less than the Performance Center, but not the flush mount. So, and we'll go ahead and install the large next. And this is just so y'all can see the difference on the same gun very quickly. And you can, I mean, the big thing you can see here is it doesn't take a very long time to switch. It also is very quick and doesn't require a lot of finagling. Well, I'm not getting that lined up. Oh, it's because the spring's in the wrong spot. So when you do this, there's a little locating tab down in there. The spring has to sit on that. So if you don't have it there, and in this case, it's not working with me. Of course, I'm on camera. It never does. You can start by putting the spring on there and then lower this down on it. It usually takes care of that. See? like a charm. All right, so as you can see, it sticks out quite a bit more than both of the other two versions. But I will say this, you know, you get a solid engagement. You can feel it in your hand. So that is all three of those. So now we're going to go to the 9. Now, I do happen to have all three versions of the 9, the base model, the no thumb safety, and the thumb safety models. I only had the 2 Performance Center models with the thumb safeties for the 380s. So big key thing is slide lock to the rear, and if you have a safety, make sure it's on. If you don't have the thumb safety, slide lock to the rear solves that issue for you. So same thing, go ahead and drive out the pin. Trying to do this without making too much noise. And I'm being terrible. Okay, well. Full send. So that should show you about how difficult it is. Sorry about the noise. I'll try to reduce the sound in the video for you, but that should show you what a factory pin that hasn't been taken out should be. It's a little bit more difficult than normal, than what you've seen me normally doing here. So same thing, take the spring, spin it off, should come right off. Set the spring on the side. Then you'll grab your grip safety. And then, sorry, I'm thinking while doing this. So you take it, you press it down, it'll hang on there. Push it there. Line it up. Now you're going to want to get that pin centered left to right. So that is a medium on the 9s. I'll go to the Performance Center. So this is a non-thumb safety model. So the thumb safety on the side is removed from it, and the process is the same. So grab it from the bottom. You might have to wiggle this one a little bit more. If you've done it 100 times like I have, you can just whip it out the first time. Sorry, went into robot mode. But you take it, spin them both. Take your grip safety, set it on the side. Spring as well. Yeah, let's go with the red. I think the red will look good. So grab your spring, place it in the spring cup, press down. And it's the same song and dance routine, regardless of the Performance Center or the base model. Thumb safety and no thumb safety, really. So, there's that. And the last one. So hopefully this answers most of your issues, most of your questions. Also, doing this, I'm not going to tell you to practice this a bunch, especially if you are doing it with one of my 3D printed ones, because when you get it, there is a small size reduction inside the hole about halfway through the ones I'm selling. So once you put the pin in, there's some material that comes out on the other side of the pin. That is because it's cutting ever so slightly into the plastic to make sure it gets a good solid retention in there. The more and more you take it in and out, the more that is going to relax the hole, and in turn make it be prone to having the pin fall out. Now, that being said, if you do have this pin, do not use it with my grip safeties. These pins will fall out. I've done everything I can. I cannot get these to work. So if you lose the one I send you and you need to get a new one, go to Lowe's, Harbor Freight, Lowe's or Home Depot. I know have them in stock, but the roll pins work. Harbor Freight, I do think, has a roll pin box. You're going to have to trim it down, I believe. So it's a 1/8 inch roll pin. But I'll also have these for sale on my website, $2, and then you pay the shipping. And it's spending $2 on a piece for $4 in shipping. Make sure you go ahead and grab you a speed loader, an extra size grip safety if you want. Definitely, make it worth your money, because I'd hate to spend $6 and only get $2 worth of product. So, but yeah, so back to it. Hopefully, if y'all want to see something else, or if y'all have any feedback, please let me know. Hopefully, in the end, this makes you happy. If not, make sure you give me a chance to correct any problems whatsoever. I've actually had a couple people say that they didn't receive the item that they paid for on eBay, and they thought they were getting an Upalula speed loader, which was really funny because the pictures obviously show. So you can see how gigantic that thing is. She's out there, but feels very much like the Performance Centers. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. As always, these will have different sizes, different colors available. I think I'm up to 13 colors now. You can definitely shoot me an email if you want a specific color and you don't see it. It's going to be Mr380easyproducts.com. My name is Charles. You can find me at charles@Mr380easyproducts.com. And we'll see you later.